Okay, we need to discuss the elephant in the room. Right now, there are kids making more money with AI than adults will in their entire lives working 9 to 5s. While most people are just using ChatGPT as a glorified Google, these kids are cashing in. I dove into their playbook this week, and I'm about to hand you the blueprint. I'm Dylan, founder of Diligent. I help people and businesses win online with real strategies that actually work, the right mindset, and tools, straight up raw game. If that's what you're about, hit subscribe. Let's dive in. At just 17 years old, Zach Yedgar.
To be 18 and have a Lamborghini, honestly, feels kind of awesome. After getting some advice from someone at the gym, I downloaded one of the most popular apps at the time. I started using it, and 3 days in, I quit. And that's because the app required me to weigh my food on a scale, type in everything I was eating. It was unsustainable for my lifestyle. Fast forward about a year or two, and ChatGPT and all of these other AI technologies started releasing. And so along with my co-founders, we hypothesized that we could build an app where you could just take a picture and the AI will do all the work for you. And we launched it. The response immediately was very positive. That's when we knew we had something good on our hands, and we decided to go all in.
Then there's Toby Brown from London.
You've got to prove what you're making is cool. You've got to prove what you're making is impactful. And I think that's what I've done.
The world of work is changing. There are now more ways than ever to make a living, mostly thanks to the internet. In New Money, we take a look inside these new lucrative digital industries. Creator of AI platform Beam. And he did it from his family home in London, where he lives with his parents and his brother.
Steve Jobs is kind of my primary hero. They made computers easier to use. They made phones easier to use. We're trying to do the same thing for AI. Well, I built my own kind of version of ChatGPT, and I really realised that the interface wasn't the right way to be interacting with it. So that's kind of where the idea for Beam was born. I started coding when I was 7. I built these kind of mini maths games to teach me how to, learn my times tables and stuff like that. It kind of just progressed from there. I basically just did a bit of Googling, figured out how to do it, and I did that.
Toby has now secured a $1 million investment for Beam from Silicon Valley and is even spending some time out in California this year. He's delayed doing his GCSEs to do this, although he's still doing his classes on the side.
I think, what we've already done with technology is incredible. 20 years ago, none of this would have been possible. Now it is.
You might ask yourself, why is this happening? Why are kids crushing it with AI while adults are just getting left behind? And I think the answer is they're fearless with these tools. They dive straight into ChatGPT, Midjourney, or custom APIs without even overthinking anything. They look at the tool, they get an idea, and they vibe code it out within a week. They move fast with no ego, no red tape. They just get ideas moving quickly. A lot of people will get an idea, make a plan for a week, a month, and sometimes even more, and perfect the plan before they even build the first product. But these kids get the idea, and within a span of time, they're putting that idea out there. And not only do they just get that idea and put it into fruition, they get that idea and then they share it with ChatGPT, and then it's a mix of their idea and ChatGPT's knowledge coming together and building Cal AI and Beam, for example. They see opportunities that adults overlook, like Zach, for example, with the calorie tracking. That idea was just sitting right there, but it took a 17-year-old to just grab that idea and run with it and make it happen with AI. But there's a catch. In every success story, I found over 100 failed ones. There's been so many apps that people have just coded out and thrown out there, and it hasn't even seen the light of day because nobody cares about it. A lot of them are just apps that are wrapped with ChatGPT that at the time seemed like a great idea, but that's all it is. It's just a ChatGPT wrapper. So the next thought is, how can you and I take advantage of this? First, you gotta pick a niche. Like Zach, he chose health and fitness. Toby chose productivity. You don't need 10 ideas. You just need one really good one, and one that you're actually passionate about and already have some sort of competitive advantage in. The idea is to find something that you don't mind researching and that you don't mind spending, a few hours each day on. And start small. You're not gonna build $1 million app out the gate. First just start off with a micro product a digital product, maybe a template or some sort of content package, or using it for copyright. Simply just play around with the different tools. Obviously, ChatGPT, LangChain, Zapier is a good one. The whole idea behind starting small is just to kind of get your foot in the water and see what these tools are actually capable of. And, focus on the foundation. What's the branding gonna look like? What's the marketing gonna look like? What's the monetization gonna look like? All of these little things matter just as much as the tech. Otherwise, you're literally just building a house of cards. You made it to the end of the video. Now, don't just scroll past these stories and do nothing with it. At least play around with it a little bit. See if it can take a little bit of weight off your shoulders. I mean, at the end of the day, all AI is just another tool made from humans for humans. That's what we do as humans. We build tools and we use them and we progress and go on and on. Don't overcomplicate it. AI isn't just some crazy robot that's going to take us over like in the movies. Personally, I'm using it in my day-to-day basis in several different ways. I'm actually cooking up a little something in the back end too. Hopefully I can share that soon. But until then, stay consistent, stay focused, and I'll be here giving you game as you grow. I mean, I'm learning about this stuff every single day. And, I don't mind turning on the camera and sharing it with you guys. I actually enjoy it. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you.